Once, Lord Vishnu himself became too dangerous for heaven. So the gods did something they had never done before. They called another god to stop him. He had just torn open the chest of the most powerful demon king in creation, Hiranyakashyap. He had drunk his blood. He had worn his ribs as a garland. And when it was done, when the demon lay dead and the universe should have been safe, Lord Narasimha did not stop. His golden mane was soaked red. His claws were still curled, still hungry. His eyes, fixed on nothing, found enemies in every direction. Brahma tried to calm him. Narasimha roared, and the heavens shook. Indra tried next. Narasimha turned toward him instead. Even Lakshmi, his own consort, could not approach the throne where this thing now sat. Half man, half lion, holy catastrophe. There was only one god left to call. The one who had never lost a war against rage itself. Lord Shiva. What he did next is a story two great traditions of this faith still argue about. The form he took, the battle that followed, the being that rose from it, more terrifying than either god alone. This is the story of Gandabherunda, the two-headed war that decided whether the universe would survive a single god's anger. It began with a pillar, not a temple, not a throne, a single stone pillar standing in the twilight between day and night, where a demon's impossible boon was about to break. Hiranyakashyap had asked for a death no one could deliver, not by man, not by animal, not by day and not by night, not inside a home and not outside it. He believed he had asked for forever. The pillar split open, and out of it came something that fit none of his conditions and broke every single one of them at once. Half man, half lion, born exactly at the hour between hours. Hiranyakashyap died on Narasimha's own lap, neither on the earth nor in the sky. Perfect justice, devastating justice. But justice, once it tastes blood, does not always remember when to stop. Lord Narasimha rose from that kill still burning. The fury that had been necessary to end one demon now had no target left, and fury without a target does not rest. It searches. He turned on the heavens themselves. Brahma approached first and was nearly struck down for it. Indra came next and fled. Even the soft prayers of goddess Lakshmi could not reach him, because the being seated on that throne was no longer entirely her husband. He was Rage now, wearing a god's shape. Mount Kailash was the only place left to turn. Because to calm one god's fury, you do not send a gentler god. You send the one who has never lost a war against his own. Lord Shiva said nothing for a long moment. Then he sent Virabhadra, his own fierce attendant, a force of destruction in his own right, simply to ask Narasimha to be still. Virabhadra approached the throne. He spoke the words of peace. Lord Narasimha did not even seem to hear him. The sound that answered was not language. It was warning. Virabhadra retreated, and Lord Shiva understood in that instant that this fire could not be reasoned with. It had to be met with a greater fire. So Lord Shiva did something he rarely does. He sent no messenger. He sent no weapon. He became the answer himself from his own body. Lord Shiva manifested Sharabha, a form the three worlds had never seen before. Half lion and half colossal bird, 8 legs, tusks longer than spears, a mane that blotted out the sun, and a cry vast enough to silence even Narasimha's roar for the first time since the demon had died. Narasimha's rage carried him beyond the throne hall, beyond the palace walls, across mountains and rivers, until his wandering fury reached the one peak that could finally answer it. Sharabha did not attack to kill. Sharabha attacked to contain. He swept down on Narasimha with wings that could cover mountains, gripping the enraged lion man in talons of pure cosmic force, trying, with every ounce of Shiva's own discipline, to fold this wildfire back into something that could be reasoned with. Here is where the two great traditions of this story begin to differ, and where this telling must honor both with equal reverence. In the Shiva Purana, Sharabha's strength is absolute. He subdues Narasimha's fury entirely, and peace returns to the heavens through sheer, overwhelming power. But in the Vaishnava tradition, including the Narasimha Purana, the story does not end with Sharabha's victory. It says Lord Vishnu, even consumed by his own fury, was never truly without his own will, and that from deep within Narasimha's own being, a second form began to rise, not summoned by fear, summoned by necessity. 2 heads, the wingspan of 1,000 eagles, strength drawn, not from rage, but from the part of Vishnu that exists beyond rage entirely, the part that will not allow even his own anger to threaten what he has sworn to protect. Gandabherunda had arrived. What followed was not a battle between enemies. It was a battle between a god's 2 great natures, the fury that destroys evil and the restraint that knows when destruction must finally stop. Sharabha and Gandabherunda met in the sky above Kailash, and for 18 days, the texts say, the 3 worlds simply held their breath. Mountains cracked beneath the force of wings striking wings. Rivers changed course. The Devas, who had begged for this confrontation, now watched it with the same fear they had felt watching Narasimha alone. Because when divinity meets divinity at full strength, even the side trying to bring peace looks, from the outside, exactly like war. On the 18th day, something extraordinary happened. Not a victory, a recognition. Gandabherunda, mid-strike, paused. And in that pause, the fury that had carried Narasimha out of the pillar through Hiranyakashyap's death and into this very sky finally found what it had been missing since the moment the demon fell. It found its purpose was complete. There was nothing left to destroy. There never had been. Not since Hiranyakashyap died. Everything since had simply been a fire burning because no one had told it the danger was over. Whether you follow the tradition where Sharabha's strength alone brought that peace, or the tradition where Vishnu's own Gandabherunda found it from within, both agree completely on what happened next. The rage simply settled. Lord Vishnu returned to his true form. Lord Shiva withdrew his own. The storm passed as quickly as it had arrived, and for a moment, the 2 greatest gods of this faith stood as nothing more and nothing less than what they have always been beneath every form they take. 1 light, 2 faces. So that creation always has a way back to peace, no matter how great the fire that came before it. Om Namo Narayanaaya. Om Namah Shivaya.